If we take Indian scenario, most of our protected areas are small in size. Means in other words, the wildlife resources are not very huge. And we are putting our best resources to maintain more and more on these less lands. But most of the time we think that there is a risk from wild animals to the domestic animals, actually which may not be true. If we see the pressure of human activities and very large numbers of livestock on these resources, it is more likely that there is a disease risk from livestock to wildlife in comparison to disease risk from wild animals to domestic animals, especially in terms of zoonotic pathogens. Actually, the whole subject of studying wildlife health issues is new in our country. Actually, it was started only 2 decades ago by the Wildlife Institute of India, which is a premier institution of the Ministry of Environment and Forest. We have been the first to develop some kind of systematic program in a couple of places throughout India. But those programs are still very small in terms of seeing the actual valuable benefit visibly. So we need to expand more and more programs, especially in veterinary institutions across the country and in those veterinary institutions which are located in close proximity to major protected areas of the country. As I said previously that there is a more threat from human activities and associated livestock to wildlife. And one of the very important effort which is being done by RCGI and PHFI is very important in this direction. Actually, in this entire effort and in today's meeting, we are talking about how to develop a One Health capacity which has a multidisciplinary expertise to address zoonotic pathogens which may originate from livestock, from humans or wildlife. So I think this is a right approach, but this approach needs to be really expanded very well, and it's going to take time, but these efforts are very important at this point of time. I think for the short term we need a couple of good examples in terms of studies at this interface of humans and livestock and wildlife. But in long term, I think we need to go more systematic in terms of longer term research and also expanding educational programs which are multidisciplinary in nature, covering One Health or eco-health. I can talk specifically in terms of some of the very good programs, and when we started at Wildlife Institute of India, actually we also took examples from other places. Some of the very good examples are USGS National Wildlife Health Center, which addresses very similar kind of issues. There is a One Health program at the University of California. There is a similar kind of program, Cooperative Wildlife Health Group Study, Cooperative Wildlife Disease Study Group. And there is another very good program, excellent program, which encompasses the specialist expertise from all these areas of human health and wildlife health and livestock health. That is Southeast Cooperative Wildlife Disease Program in University of Georgia. When WII thought at least 20 years ago that we need to address some of the issues which may emerge from livestock and human activities and may pose a risk in terms of health issues to the wildlife, we created 5 programs throughout the country. Those were located in veterinary schools. But our primary focus was to find out the disease threats from the domestic animals or humans to wildlife. And these programs were very good, and they were closely located. They were located in veterinary institutions very close to major protected areas of the country. Some of the programs are doing very well, and they are supporting the wildlife resources in terms of disease investigation, in terms of planning preventive measures, where there is a very heavy competition between livestock and domestic animals for the same resources, including water. But as I said earlier, these programs are still very small. We need to really expand these programs so that there can be visible positive influence of these programs.